Before we get too far into the episode, we just want to bring some attention to the fact that our beloved friends and a huge fixture in the ultimate community, the Landesman family, had their house burned down in the recent LA fires. We have their GoFundMe linked on social media. We'll link it here below. If you could check that out, that would mean a lot to us. Thank you.
Get 40% off Pod Practice t-shirts by visiting our Ko-fi shop. Enter promo code PRACTICEPLAYER, all caps. We also offer free shipping to the United States and now ship worldwide.
Over here at Pod Practice, we are excited to announce that we are partnering with Greatest Bag to provide you with all of your ultimate bag needs. If you're looking to get a new ultimate bag, head on over to greatestbag.com. And if you use code PODPRACTICE10, you will receive 10% off your purchase. Welcome to Season 3 of Pod Practice with Team USA player Quinn Feiner, Team USA Grandmaster player Mikey Lunn, and myself, Alex Atkins. You can now find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and anywhere you listen to your podcasts. We want to keep growing the Pod Practice community, so reach out to us with your thoughts on IG and YouTube at podpractice_pod, or email us at show@podpracticepod.com. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Today we welcomed in Nathan Kolakovic. He is one of the most prominent cinematographers, filmmakers, photographers in the sport. He captures a lot of the game's most beautiful moments. He makes a lot of videos highlighting the game's beauty. And I think you're really going to enjoy finding out about how he does some of this stuff and hearing what it takes.
It's like, it's not small, but I wish it was bigger.
You're not like platinum or anything yet on United?
I'm just gold with United.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, nowhere close to hitting anything bigger. Intro, we should probably do that.
Yes.
Get that out of the way.
All right.
Tim, do you want to do it for us?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of the post-pod intros, but I could do a...
If we want to record one, then we never do.
Yeah, we never do, but I would do it after this. But either way, welcome back to Pod Practice. Today, we have Nathan Kolakovic, one of the biggest filmers in the game, and honestly, just the biggest. Let's just
He's bigger than Ultiworld.
Yes, bigger than Ultiworld collectively.
You, Charlie. Fuck you.
Yeah, bigger than Ultiworld collectively. So it's gonna be a good one.
How's it
awesome.
going?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm stoked to finally chat with you guys.
All right, now where were we? frequent flyer miles.
Actually, yeah, we should start with
gold
that.
status United.
No, we were talking camping
Nathan
though. Like, can I
Kolakovic.
get a rundown? Like, what's it like this area, like where the camping is and like the.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually
because you were on the team that played.
I did just talk to Benson about it yesterday.
Uh-huh.
So Benson's, I guess for context for listeners, because we were chatting before.
Yeah. Let's get some context here.
Tentatively, most likely, at least Kins, myself, and Nathan, hopefully Quinn, are flying out to Hawaii for Kaimana in about a month, just over a month, to play on Benson Dastrup's team. Actually, do you guys know is it Dastrup or is that how you pronounce his last name?
Don't know. Let's just not important.
Anyway, it's gonna be this cool thing, and his dad lives on, is it Kauai? That much we do know, and has this big plot of land. As far as I understand, it's like kind of a small house, and then he's had like another couple, or I think Benson's niece lives on like a small, some other like small structure on the land, and then they have like maybe family friends who have like another, like sort of like a little accessory dwelling unit or something on the property, but then it's just like a ton of open space as far as I know, where the team is welcome to camp.
Yeah, lots of tents, sleeping bags, and campfire stories. It's gonna be cute as hell.
Cute as hell.
Yeah.
Is it near the beach?
I don't know.
don't know, but I think Kauai's small enough where it's just like it shouldn't be far away.
Can I run
you-
to the beach? Can I sprint to it?
If you try hard enough, anything's possible.
Naked.
And you have to fly from Honolulu to Kauai, right?
No, you can fly straight to Kauai.
But the
Yeah.
tournament's in Honolulu.
Oh yeah.
It just
So-
depends. A lot of people are going to Kauai early to just like chill. Your boy Jason's going, bro.
I know, dude. J-Val. I
Your
know.
boy.
My boy. I do want to go.
You should go then.
I just texted Devin. She's upstairs. I just texted her. So.
Yeah, we had to run this through management.
Yeah.
And then
Upper management.
Benson has some fun ideas for content as well. So it'd be even better if you were there because it could be just
Fuck,
like a
man.
fun.
Okay, I haven't heard about this.
Well,
interested.
I think Benson did say he doesn't want to make you do any more filming and wants you to enjoy playing while you're
Dude,
there.
I have to do exercise. I'm not gonna enjoy that.
You don't have to do anything.
I certainly
No,
want to
no.
pick your brain though about
If you want to
equipment
film
and
the
stuff like that.
exercise, that's fine too.
No, I'm gonna play a bit. I'm also gonna bring like all my cameras, because we're going to fucking Hawaii. Why would I not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll jump back to this topic, but since intro for you, Nathan.
Oh yeah.
What is your frisbee background, and how did you make the transition to most prolific videographer in the sport?
I started playing in 2008, so it's been a hot minute. I played like really consistently for about 7 years. Where like I was like trying out for the teams and whatnot. And then I just kind of like took pictures like at like for my school for the yearbook and stuff. And then when one of my like best friends, Gagan Chatha, he made Furious. I ended up going down to like the first club nationals with him in 2013. Did some filming there. And then came back, and then I think that was around the year that the Riptide started. No, sorry, the Nighthawks with the MLU. Did some just like casual like bullshit filming there. Like there was no real plans. I was honestly just gonna film the full game, but then my memory card was just like way too small to record the whole thing, so I just had to like cut it up into clips while I was like filming and feeling. So I was just like, oh, I can't film the full, like I can't post the full game, so I'll just make a little highlight video. That did really well. And then I kind of just started doing like random stuff here and there. Then come 2015, I started filming for the Riptide, and I started just knowing a few more people around there. A few really good friends of mine that I kind of worked with when they were like younger. They ended up making Team Canada in 2016. I should also say I went to 2015 Worlds with Gagan as well. That's when he had like one of the best performances of anyone in the finals, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like outstanding. It's like the American team was so good. Like
So
one
which
of the
Worlds
best.
was this?
2015 U23.
U24. Okay.
That
Was Stan's cycle. He's out in the other room.
Jay
actually.
Frood.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so he killed it there, filmed there, and those did decently well. In 2016, I went with some other friends to Poland, and just filmed theirs. And then that's when I had like that one video that like really took off from the finals at World Juniors. And then basically just started filming other things here and there, and it just like continued to grow. And then it just kind of got to the point where it's just like, you can either try to play at all these tournaments or go to film all these tournaments, and you're either going to be you're going to be good at one of them. And so I chose the camera.
And we're all thankful for it.
Yeah.
What? So, at what point did you actually? How are you funding all these trips? Like at the beginning.
So I was working. I had like a full-time job in like with like easiest thing to call it like a demolition company. So I was just basically, kind of like my years would go like wake up at 6 a.m., get home at 4, edit until I go to sleep.
Damn.
And then that was just like a consistent cycle. And then so a lot of it, either I got like the teams to like cover some of my accommodation, or I would sleep on floors. I didn't really start getting any like proper money until I started working with USA Ultimate. And I think my first gig with them was in 2018, and then I did well. Then so like 2017, 2018, and 2019 were like a 3-year period where I was probably sleeping for, I want to say, like 4 to 5 hours a night, and like just solely reliant on caffeine. It was just like 8 to 10 cups of coffee a day, and just like nonstop. And then 2019, there was my work was so good with letting me have the time off for tournaments. Like I think I probably took 2.5 or 3 months off of time every year instead of just the 2 weeks of vacation that you're supposed to have. Basically, I told him, I'm like, I'm gonna go. And like half the time I'd be like, hey, I forgot to tell you, I'm in the airport right now. I'm not coming in today. And then 2019 came around. That was like the first year where I properly started working with USA Ultimate. Like we had a full year contract. And then there was a mix of, or the pattern, whatever fuck you call it, World under 24s in Germany in Heidelberg, Asian Oceanics in Shanghai, and then US Open all back to back to back. So that was like a 3.5 week period of time, and I was just like, hey, can I have the time off? And they're like, we can't do it this time. I'm like, I'm gonna quit. So I talked with my girlfriend at the time. I was just like, this is a terrible idea, but if this is the time, I'm gonna do it. So I ended up quitting, doing a trip around the world, which was an insane way to start. And then I've just been full time, doing like just various tournaments. USAU has been, I can't be thankful enough to them for how awesome they've been with me. WIFDIF has been stepping in a decent amount, and just BC Ultimate and this another local organization called Ultimate Spirit have been like absolutely huge for me to continue doing what I'm doing.
So I've been on your website, and I know you do some weddings and some other photography. Is that supplementing you, or is your main source of income at this point
it's all frisbee?
Really? That's awesome.
The wedding stuff, that's just me going to my friends' weddings and having a camera in one hand, drink in the other hand, and just like seeing what we get. All the other stuff, like the travel photography and all that, that's just I just enjoy doing it, man. It's whenever I go on trips, I try to extend it out on either end and go photograph some animals or go see some cool things.
Awesome.
So you're just full like club ultimate. Do you ever consider like the UFA stuff at all, or are you just like fully? Is that like
I have every year I've talked to? Is it what? Oh my god, what's the Tim?
Tim DeBile.
Tim DeBile, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I sent them an email, and it's just too expensive for them. Because it's just like, again, like if it was cheap enough to drive down to see the Cascades every weekend, or if Vancouver still had a team, I'd 100% do it. I love the UFA stuff. I'm so supportive of it, and I love it. It's just the cost to bring me out for one game. It's just like flights alone is just like not too worth it.
Damn.
So you were just in South Africa. I know you were in Irvine, where I was. What was your 2024 schedule like? And are people paying for your flights out, or does it just vary from tournament to tournament?
I'm very thankful to be at the point where I'm comfortable enough asking people to cover my flights, and no one has had any issue with that. My 2024 schedule kind of like just normal stuff around the Pacific Northwest. And then we it got really crazy in May. So there's college nationals. The morning after college nationals, we were doing a like a family friends trip down in Costa Rica. So I flew from Madison straight down to Costa Rica, chilled there for like 2 weeks, and then I had to fly home for 20 hours to do an Ultimate Spirit event. So flew home, drove up to Whistler, which is 3 hours away from Vancouver, film, and then that night I was on a flight back down to Costa Rica. Got home for like 3 days, and I flew to Cincinnati for Masters Regionals, I think.
Regionals, wow.
Yeah. Then my brain's blanking. There was London, no, Nottingham, no, Birmingham. I don't know, man. I went to the UK. There's also US Open, Worlds in Australia. And between like all of these, I think I was only home for like 5 days at a time between each. I do love going home, sleeping in my own bed. Like I could just go from one to the other, but like going home, my own bed for a night, I'll take it. And then we were chilling for a bit. Then I don't remember what the order was. It was US, World Masters, and then South Africa.
I think that sounds right from following you.
Yeah, they're all like back to back. So
Yeah.
it was just like, get on the plane, go film frisbee. Get on the plane, go film frisbee.
That's crazy. It's just you're such a magnet for like the big plays. I swear, like every tournament I've ever been to. Like,
I don't know what the fuck happens.
No, I think it's just like you're fucking. It's like you're meant to do it, dude. Because I swear to God, like even like a lot of the plays that I've made, I'm like, you know, it's not in a filmed game. You're like, whatever. And then it's like on one of your fucking highlight videos. And you're like, this is unbelievable. Like the timing. It's like the one play that I made the entire tournament.
Dude,
I happened to be there. It's incredible.
I had a US Open, I think 2021. It was the best 3 minutes of my life. It was, I think I was like on one field and I filmed this like crazy like double sky. And like I was moving to the other end zone, huck's going up, put my camera down, turn it on, nail the focus on like a huge layout by Nate, not what the fuck's his last name?
What team?
Is he Machine?
Nate?
So not Nate Goff?
Not Nate
No.
Goff.
Because we were talking about him already.
2021.
Oh, I'm totally blanking. Whatever. Dope, dude. When I remember, I'll say it. So I got that. I was just like, that was insane. And I was like, sweet. Went to the next field. Huck goes up, and it was the curly redhead guy from I think Sub-Zero. He had like this crazy trailing edge layout, and it was all just like, film it, walk, capture it. Okay, sweet. Next field, and it was just like 3 minutes, and most of that time was walking from one end zone to another.
That's insane.
And I was just like, what the fuck just happened here?
So either your luck is unbelievable, or Ultimate produces an insane amount of highlight plays.
Dude, a little bit of both.
I think so.
The amount of times I just like sit there, I'm just like, man, that's some cool shit happening. I'm like, oh fuck, I got film now.
Yeah.
So the Sub-Zero guy's got to be Nick Vogt.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
Lanky, yeah.
Lanky redhead.
It's Vogt. Yeah, it's definitely Vogt. I'm trying to think who the other guy could be, but
Dude, I'm gonna look it up right now.
Nate
This is
someone. What kind of gear do you use? Is it all manual focus?
Yeah, 100% manual focus. So I'm just trying to find this. What I don't follow him. Shoot. Yeah. So I use Panasonic GH5S. I actually broke it in South Africa. So I need to replace it.
Shit. Are you all Panasonic?
Yeah,
then?
Micro Four Thirds. Some people hate it. I love it. So it's a weird setup. So it goes Panasonic GH5S, and then a Metabone Speed Booster, which is a 0.64 crop, so wide for anyone who knows cameras, they'll know what I'm kind of talking about.
Yeah, just go here. This is great.
So that
Okay.
crops the image down.
No, it opens it
Oh,
up.
widens.
It's
Okay.
yeah, widens it up. And then I have a 1.4 teleconverter on there, which then crops it back down, and then 7200 2.8 on there.
7,200 millimeters. So is that right? So that's
yeah,
a
7200 millimeter. So I use the 1.4 teleconverter to basically get a little bit of extra reach. And then it's all Canon glass, and it's just like some of the sharpest glass you can buy. So that's why it's like when the play happens at the far end, I can still crop in. And even though like half my videos are actually only like 720 or 480p, but because the glass is so sharp, it looks like it's a higher quality.
Interesting.
Dang.
Well, so why do you do that for storage?
Do what?
Like why is it 720 or 1080 versus?
So I have it's all 1080 because just simply because the camera like maxes out, like the highest frame rate it can get is with 1080p resolution. And then when a play happens at the far end of the field, instead of having like a wider shot where like the player is like this big, I can crop in post, and then it's a tighter shot. But like, so if you see anything on the far end of the field in my videos, it's actually like fairly low quality. Like, but it's just because the gear is like the glass is so nice inside the gear, it's like it looks good still.
Are you like 60 frames per second or
192. So
is that so you can
almost
get the slow-mo?
yeah. So so how it works is the camera films at 192 frames per second. So the output of that is the video files I have are all just slow motion. And then when I go into the editing process, like when you see the slow-mo parts in my videos, that's what the entire clip looks like. So when I go into edit, I actually speed up every clip 8 times. So because the frame rate of the projects are 24 frames, 24 goes into 192 8 times. So it's just you speed it up 8 times to get regular speed.
Hey.
Yeah,
I like this stuff a lot.
Yeah, this is making me think.
I'm very amateur, but this hobbyist.
The slow-mo world is weird, but very interesting. There's a lot more to think about, I find. I'm still looking at getting slower cameras. Like the slow-mo I have from right now, it just isn't slow enough for me. But like the next camera is just like you're looking at like $10,000 to $20,000 for the next like tier up.
Damn.
So it's just
Panasonic doesn't want to sponsor you or what?
probably not.
You gotta go do like an NFL game or an NBA game.
Yeah. Be like,
shit,
frisbee.
Right? Yeah.
No.
Have you ever thought about doing like I see like on TikTok and stuff like these like college kids that like know an athlete. Like Tyreek has like his own videographer on his own payroll these days.
Yeah.
Like he's just like a dude he knew in college, and he just like goes out and films like on the field. It's crazy.
I'll be honest with you. Like other sports just kind of bore me. Like I don't.
Hell yeah.
Like I would consider basketball. But other than that, like football, couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Soccer, couldn't give a fuck. I'd take photos of them, but not film.
Yeah.
Basketball's like I think volleyball would be sick, but
Okay.
yeah, football
but
soccer.
Like volleyball, you're just in the same like boat as frisbee. You're just like, Panasonic's not going to give you a camera for that.
Yeah, pretty much. Like any of like the big ones. Just
what about hockey? You're Canadian.
I would be down to try it, but the issue with
just
hockey
in the corner.
is you're really limited to the work. So gonna just go on like how I film real quick. I film and follow the frisbee with my hip. So there's the camera, like I don't use my hands for like following the disc. It's the camera arm is like dug into my hip, so I just like swing my hip whenever the play is going, and that's why like you get that smooth like horizontal movement, and like there's hardly any shake because it's just locked into my hip. My hands are only for focusing and like adjusting settings and recording. So with hockey, you'd have to move. You just like don't have the space to work with that like I would need.
No,
I could try it, but I don't think it would work too well with my workflow.
I mean, there's like pretty much from what I know, like I'm a big hockey fan. I grew up playing hockey. Like from what I know, it's like there's like those little squares in the corners. There's like and there's like 3 of them on the entire rink. Like that's like it basically. But I was watching a couple videos and they're like experimenting with like dudes dressed in all white that blends in with the ice, like to get like
I've seen that shit.
Yeah, like in between.
What?
It's like not during the play, but it's like in between plays and stuff. There's these like dudes in like white morph suits with like a camera and stuff like that, which is I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, those dudes are nutty.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff
like-
would they be grabbing?
I have no idea.
It'd just be like, like with like Ulti-World stuff when like people are like walking on and off the field, they have like the dude with the gimbal and it's getting that
Yeah.
really nice shallow depth of field,
yeah.
like I
Yeah.
call them like a personality shot.
Yeah, like portrait mode video, like they do it in the NFL all the time too.
Yeah, like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so good. Speaking of which, Ulti-World adding that camera angle into their live stream, fuck me, thank you. It's so beautiful. It makes me so happy every time I see it.
That's funny. Listening to you talk about like it being far away and all that stuff I was trying to like visualize it, and you posted that clip of Kins and I, low key plug here, Kins and I, from US Open this year, and like I threw the huck from like, I mean, you were back end zone. I was probably 70 yards away from you, like 60 yards away from Kins, and I threw that huck, and I was like super clear, and then you zoomed out, and it was like Kins skying my boy J-Val actually, and so it was like listening to you talk about how you film, and then like relating it to that clip, I was like, oh, that's interesting, because like I was super clear, and then it was like Kins was right on top of you.
Yeah, because like if you're between like the brick and like halfway point, I usually don't have to crop in at all.
Mm-hmm.
But then that just comes into just being able to pull focus, and then if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a half body shot, right?
Maybe of Kins, you had
Yeah.
me, and then you zoomed out, and it was like top half of Kins.
Yeah, so like when you get to that point, that's the point where I just like once I realized that like it's the top half of someone, and then the camera won't focus anymore. I think if Kins was like maybe 5 feet closer to me, like that's the I need to move kind of point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just like locked in. I don't really pay attention to how close people are, but the second the camera can't focus anymore, I'm like, fuck. It's like, let's get out of the way.
Do you ever get shots that are super sick but are out of focus and you just don't use? You just use it.
Never.
I don't.
He doesn't miss.
Yeah, you just don't miss.
I think unless I've tripped over the camera, I don't really think I miss focus much. Maybe like I want to say it's like 0.5% of the time I'll miss focus on what I want. But usually if I'm missing focus, it's because like either a player came out of nowhere and I just didn't know about them, or they're just too close to me.
Do you use the viewfinder, or do you have a...
No, so great back posture. I'm just like hunched over my camera, and I have like the little LCD thing. It's like fucking like this big. And I just I'm looking down at it the whole time. So everyone I talk to like gives me shit about like not using like a external display for it to be bigger, but like it works well for me. Like my eyesight's good, so I can work with the tiny thing, and looking at the ground instead of like up at the field, like I can be way more locked in instead of like being like, oh, like there's a shiny thing over there, or yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, and it's probably less likely that a passerby will start distracting you.
Yo, okay. On that subject, I was gonna say, I love talking to people while I work. It does not bother me whatsoever. But there will be times where like I'll just be like in the middle of a sentence. I'll just like stop talking because like there's about to be a big play, or like I'm like, okay, something's about to happen. I need to just like shut my brain off and just work. And then I'm like, okay, yeah, back to it. I don't care. And my camera doesn't capture audio, so I can shoot the shit with someone the entire time, and I don't have to worry about that.
Speaking of,
So people should say hi, is what you're saying.
Always. I love it so much.
Speaking of audio, I'm always curious. what the song selection process is like for your videos. That's got to be like painstaking.
Song selection,
right?
but like honestly, just take us through like a little bit of a video process here. I'm curious.
The workflow.
Okay,
what software do you use, by the way?
For editing,
Yeah.
Final Cut. It's fast. I'll start with software. I think anyone getting into it, if you have an Apple product, use iMovie. I used iMovie for 6 years and it was amazing. I use Final Cut because the transition from iMovie into Final Cut was outstanding, and the stabilizing software inside there is outstanding. I don't like Premiere for frisbee stuff, just because it's usually quick turnarounds, and the working with slow motion and stabilizing, it's not cohesive there. And then if you want to get more serious, DaVinci Resolve, it's free. It's actually sick. If I wasn't so quick with Final Cut, I would use DaVinci 100%. For music, so what basically I have, like, my entire iTunes is just non-copyrighted music. So everything I have for videos is not copyrighted unless it's a one-off video and I pay for a license for that song. I basically, like, anytime I have like dead time, which is probably going to be coming up in the next like week or so, I go through every single source I have of non-copyrighted music and spend like hours just listening to really shitty music. It's fucking awful, and I hate it. I'm always so jealous of watching Callahan videos and everyone's just using whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Without a care in the world. And I'm just like,
non-monetization.
I wish. Well, so it's not like the monetization side of it's like not a big issue for me. Cause like I maybe make $60 to $100 off of YouTube a month. Like it's not worth it. What the issue is, and I've had it before, is videos will either, worst case, they'll get muted. Like the audio will just get stripped. Like if you try to use anything, I tried using Ariana Grande one time, that shit gets muted. Any of like the big artists, it gets muted. The second is it gets blocked in some countries. Yeah. And I had a huge issue with getting blocked in Austria, Belgium, and Australia for some of the songs that I tried using. And if I'm making a video of like Americans, doesn't matter so much, but also I know that my viewership is worldwide. So I want to make sure everyone can watch it. And so like, for example, like with Abia Hecko's Callahan video, I used Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. So what I did is I uploaded that song just to a blank file onto my YouTube like a month before and just let it sit there and just to see what kind of copyrights would hit.
Wow.
And so nothing, like the only thing that happened was it was demonetized. So any ad revenue would just go to Taylor Swift. Bless her soul. I'm joking. I was just like, okay, sweet. Like this isn't like, there's no downside to using this besides I'm going to miss out on a couple bucks. And then so when I put together her video, like it was fine. But for the most part, just to play it safe, it's just like across the board, just non-copyrighted music. It's more annoying, not as good. A lot of people don't like it, but it's like the best option across the board consistently.
Yeah, I've delved into that space just a little bit, even just for the shit that we use, which is not a ton. We did a review for Greatest Bag like a month ago, or maybe not even, and like 2 weeks later I was watching some other video, I can't remember what it was, and it was like a tutorial video for editing actually, and they were using the same song that I had put in the Greatest video, which I was actually surprised by because
I hear my songs all the time. At like YouTube advertisements on other videos, because it's just like a lot of like the companies, they'll have like their top songs and they are like the best songs that they have,
so
and so they're downloaded like crazy, and they're just used so broadly, like across the board.
What? Let's ask you a little bit more about editing, but we should get back to the Kaimana trip here. What is the process from soup to nuts, from like when you film, let's say like a highlight video for a tournament like nationals versus like when you're posting the individual shorts? Is it
no, it's all the same. It's all part of like the same process. So basically I'll film, I'll import all the shit onto my hard drives, and then I usually
how much space are we talking about?
For like US nationals is usually 750 gigabytes. For Worlds is usually like 1.2 terabytes. Which is not
That's a lot of Call of Duty.
That's fucking
holy fuck. That's my metric, because I just game. So
yeah. So once I've imported that onto my hard drives, I have every year I do a 4 terabyte hard drive. So I cut that shit down, and I go through every single clip again, and I just go through, watch through. I'm just like, okay, there's this like throw, like I'll film an entire point. An entire point will be like 800 megabytes to a gigabyte, depending. If there's a lot of zone, it could get up to like 2.5, which is why I fucking hate zone to start. But
you might as well just turn the camera off if it's a zone.
I do
point.
half the time. I do. I just turn it off, walk away. So I'll find like a 5-second, like a throw on the catch inside that clip. So I'll take that like 1 gigabyte clip or 800 megabyte clip, and I'll trim that down so it's now a 100 megabyte clip. And I'll just do that for everything, and then nothing happens in the play, delete it, and then I just go through, and I can usually get it down from that 800 that like 750 gigabytes or 1.2 terabytes into around the 200 to 300 gigabyte range. So I delete probably 3/4 of the stuff I capture, and then take that, bring it all into the computer, and then import that all into Final Cut. Start with stabilizing everything just to get rid of all those micro jitters. Then I will export that from my my extras channel, where that, like, if people want to buy stuff, self promo. If people want like buy stuff, like that is everything I have. It's just like that stuff is from my hard drive into the computer onto YouTube. I'm not cutting that down at all.
There. Okay.
But that's all, of course, sped up. I still have like all the slow-mo stuff. Once I have that done, there's usually about, I would say per day, probably like 35 to like 48 minutes worth of actual plays that I've saved. And then you take that, and then you just go through, and you're like, okay, I have this much. I'm going to try, like, my first cut's usually down to 30 minutes. So I'll just go through, cut a bunch of the shit out. And then once I have that, I'll do a tally sheet of either, it's usually by division. I usually have like 6 categories. I like categorize everything as. It is, so there's mixed open women's, and then there's I don't know if I'm using the right term, but BIPOC mixed open women's. And so I go through every single clip I have, and I tally down what I have. Then I have a visual representation of what I have most of in that category. Mm-hmm. Then I do another sweep, and I hack out whatever has the most. And then go down until they're as even as I can make them. Then from there, it's usually gets down into like that 12-minute range. And then it gets down to okay, I have good representation of everything. Mm-hmm. Let's just like cut out some bullshit. Don't think, just cut. And then you get that down to the 6 minutes, and you cut out. People always give me shit about cutting out like after the throw has been released. I cut out until the throw's been catched. But I'm like, the disc isn't in the fucking shot. It's just the back of someone's. It's just someone's back running away from you for fucking 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I can have that. Congratulations, it's nothing. Or I can cut that out and bring 2 other clips in.
I like when you like do like there'll be like 4 or 5 throws in a row, and you'll cut it before the catch, and then you do all the catches in a row.
Yeah,
like I like
those
like,
are meta right now.
Yeah, that's sick.
I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. Yeah, so it's just like that's like just a decision I have to make to like cut it down because it's like
Totally.
If the disc is in the frame the whole time and it's like a sexy looking throw, fuck yeah. But it's just like if the disc goes out of the frame, I don't care.
I think, yeah, I know that I've been inspired by watching some of your videos. I've put a few highlight videos together, not a ton. Usually, though, after watching yours and other editors, whatever, YouTube people who post stuff online, I then realize like, oh, you don't need to see the fucking whole flight of the disc, and the actual meat is. Yeah, oftentimes what the throw looks like in the release, and then obviously the play at the end. There is one throw I think that I did keep the whole throw in, the whole disc flight path in, and it was Quinn, your throw, I think, to Noah in semis 2023, like right off the gate.
The first point, second
you
point.
throw it like down the same eighth of the field.
Sick.
That one I really liked, but I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only other time I'd actually keep like the whole thing in is just like, for example, again at US Open this year was Rafi Hayes.
Oh my God.
The shit that he did in order to like I've never seen a man change direction so many times and then put himself in terrible position and then get great position, terrible position again, and then like do some squirmy Rafi shit to make that catch. So it's like that's fascinating.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, it's just like there's no point to watch people box out for a few seconds.
Unless it's Rafi and he makes that catch on Moose.
Yeah. I mean, that's like he's an exception.
Dude, that catch that's one of the best catches I think
Moose is a big dude
I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. That's
a
stupid one.
Garrett, he's a dude from the SoCal area. He was in front and got like a really clean shot of that.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't your clip. I forgot.
So Garrett got it from the front. So you could actually see him properly reaching around, whereas I was on the other end of the
backside.
Field. Fuck my life. But I did get what I liked about mine was just like you could see how much he was moving around.
Mm-hmm.
But Garrett got the money shot for sure.
Yeah, in my head. Yeah, we love Garrett. In my head, that was just your clip. Every clip in my head, though, that's ever posted, I'm just like, oh, it's yours.
Nah, man, there's some good fucking videographers out there,
totally.
Man. Like,
Definitely.
Yeah, like if I didn't get in when I got in, I don't think I'd be at the point where I'm at.
You were kind of like
interact
the first,
much?
yeah.
Sorry, Garrett.
Well, do you interact like with all the different?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. I chat with Garrett all the time. Shoot the shit. We a lot of times we'll just be filming side by side, and then we'll just like give each other shit if someone misses a shot, or like we'll like even if like you're 5 feet apart and something happens, someone will have a different angle than the other, and it's just fun. It's just like a fun way. It's just like I think like in the earlier days, I saw people more as like a lot competition. I was like very like I guess I'd say threatened by people. But then like you just kind of like you just chat with people. No one's coming to try to steal your work away from you. People just enjoy it. And I think that's just like that's something I've like changed my mentality on. Is just like, hey, people are learning how to film. Like, let's just make frisbee like look sick as fuck. And like now it's just like there's so much good frisbee everywhere. And like the content that people can watch is it's everywhere. It's awesome.
That's cool. It's a good mindset.
That actually reminds me of one of the questions that we got was from Unchuckable Chuck Cleary, who actually I went to college with him. He said collab or nah.
Oh no, fuck that guy. No, oh no, I would never work with him. Nah. I fucking love Chuck. He is one of the chillest, and he's so funny. But like before I like got to know him, I was just like, who the fuck is this dude? But like his work, he is so good with the camera. Oh my god! Like I think he's better than me at when it comes to actual filming. I think I've got the leg up on him on like, well, I guess not having like really family or anything tying me down, where I can just like work faster and more often than he can. But I think he's one of the like I think I would probably call him like the best videographer in Ultimate right now.
Oh, they're high praise.
Yeah, don't tell him I fucking said that, Chuck. Fuck you.
Chuck was a decent player too. He's like 6'5", 6'6". He can palm a basketball. I don't think he played much after college though.
I found the two clips on the 2021 US Open highlight video. It's Keegan North.
Keegan North.
Yeah,
oh my god, why the fuck was I saying Nathan?
Yeah, it's Keegan.
Fuck me. Okay, yeah, Keegan North. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
He has one of my favorite layout forms of anyone.
Dude, it's
sick. Just beautiful every time. I think I've got like 3 of his layouts. Oh my god, I'm just a happy man every time I see it happen.
I love Keegan. He's sick. There's one I remember of him. I think it's your clip, but it's like they do like the King of the North celebration with him from Game of Thrones. I think it's your clip. He goes on one knee and they like dub him king as I don't know. It was like when Game of Thrones was big. I'm pretty sure that's your clip. But yeah, it's Keegan North and then Nick Vogt It's back to back in the video too, which is funny.
It is literally within 30 seconds of each other.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's funny. Like it is. So when that clip ends of Keegan, that's me stopping recording. And then I go so that's like the left back end zone. And I go 20 yards over to the right back end zone.
A sky with Rafi and 2 other dudes.
I think it was that one as well.
Yeah. And then it's into Nick Vogt, trailing edge, massive grab.
Yeah. That was
I'll have to clip these in if you don't mind me.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. Yeah.
How do you decide where you're gonna go? Like, what you're gonna film?
Are you talking like what tournaments or like while I'm at the tournament?
No, at the tournament. Like, how do you decide? Like, say you're at nationals. Like, how are you picking the field and like where you're going?
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so Bravo's here. They don't fucking do anything, so I'll skip that. No, so what I'll usually do is I'll look at like day one, I'll look at like what the matchups are. I'm like, okay, are there any matchups I really want to see that I don't think I'll see later on in the event? If that's the case, I'll usually start there, get a couple clips of that, and then basically I just start on one end of the field and make my way across. And then if I like, you can't like well, I'm sure you guys know this. While you're at a tournament, there's certain atmospheres and like auras around different fields, and good shit happens there. So that's basically what I do. I pop in, and then like you start to feel the aura of, I'm gonna say aura, yeah, of this field is way better than this field. I'm moving because even though
that's sick,
even though the matchup might be better on the field I'm currently on, you might have like a fucking 16 seed playing against a number 3 seed, and shit is going down. And that like either the number 3 seeds not having their best game and the number 16 seeds having the best game of their life. And even though it's just like you might have like 2 semifinals playing against each other, that game won't necessarily be as exciting as the other one.
Cool.
So it's just going around and like doing that aura chasing.
So if people are upset about you not filming them, it's because they don't have the
get
vibes,
excited.
they don't have the
They
aura,
don't
they don't
aura.
got it. They don't got it.
Yeah, and like, you'll see something. It's something I've learned to really like tell about like just people's body language when they're when they're around fields and stuff. Is you can just see. I can look into someone's eyes like for like half a second, and be like, this person's locked in, or this team is locked in, and something incredible is about to happen, and you can anticipate that like before the play is even started, just based on like the body language of someone.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So there's a little bit more thought into it than like I guess most people think, being like, oh, frisbees are flying.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, and I think that's part of the skill, like you're talking about. We mentioned earlier, like you just have that knack of finding the big play. So there it is. If you're spectating at one of these tournaments, maybe just look for Nathan, because that's probably the game to be at.
There's some of the some parents that like I see at every tournament. They're like, oh, my kid's not playing, so I'm like, where's Nathan at? He's probably watching the good game. And like usually the case.
That's funny.
You should just have like a little tracker app or
A
something.
little live ping, just
just like to where you are, and so people can just go
follow you around.
It's paid content. You put an Apple tag in your pocket,
Yeah.
and it's $4 a month for people to follow you around.
Or you get like an event pass. That's cool.
Yeah,
but then you
I
forget
wanted
to turn
do
it off. And
people stalk you.
I want to play around with live streaming my point of view at tournaments. There's just like a couple like devices I would need to buy.
Dope.
But basically it would just be like the dirty output where it's just like you see all the settings that are on the screen, and because I adjust settings like nonstop while I'm working, whether it be like the white balance, the aperture, like I use aperture priority mode, which like basically I compensate the entire time. So I just thought it'd be something that would be kind of sick to see a live stream of like,
I would be
this
interested in seeing that
happening like real time.
That would be cool.
And then it's just like it wouldn't really fuck with what Ultiworld's doing.
Something that I think that I don't know why I'm interested. I think other people would be too. Just like the sounds from the live stream too. Like if you're talking to someone, like what you're saying, what your reactions are, and then just the field noise too. I think would be super interesting, honestly.
Oh man, dude. So I've been playing. So there's a new camera I'm getting, because I broke the other one. That hopefully, like they say that it records audio as well as the slow mo. So I need to get a mic that's not beside me. Because the amount of shit talking I'll do, like if it's been like a long day, because it's just like semifinals at club nationals, it's like a 14-hour day for me.
Oof.
Well, that's like on field. And it's just like it gets to a point where like you're in the last two semis and someone calls like the fifth pick of a fucking point. I'm just like, I'll sit there and be like, fuck you, get the fuck off the field. I'll just like if I have like audio on me,
though.
I think that would be funny. I think that would be funny.
Yeah. Fuck, there's like 1 year, I think it was Amp versus Mixtape. That was the longest fucking game of my life. And it was the most pick calls I've ever heard in my life. And I think I ended up just leaving. Because I was just like, I was just so mad.
You're not going to get anything anyway.
They also screwed up my burrito order. So that caused a bit of it.
Yeah. Damn.
Who's bringing you food? Is someone bringing you food to that?
USA Ultimate's so good with it. Again, they keep me very well fed.
Shout out USA Ultimate, man.
Yeah, people give them a lot of shit.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
No, like they've been like amazing to me. There's like always lunch, and then
that's nice.
Also like big shout out to the Ultiworld crew. Well, I guess for not getting mad at me when I go and steal their food as well, because they'll usually get like some Chipotle cater. I fucking love a burrito, man. So I'll just be like, "Hey, Charlie," and then I'll just go get a burrito from them. But then they've got like they keep like there's hydration. The media dude Brian, he's always like every round pretty much he'll pop in and be like, "You good? Water, coffee, hydration? You need anything?" So like they treat me very well and keep me like keep me going, which is
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Well,
a different
I'll bring
perspective of USA Ultimate than I'm sure a lot of people have.
100%.
We'll bring you some snacks next time at the same tournament.
Yo, Miko from Oregon, she always brings me dried mangoes, and oh my god, it makes my day every time. It's so sweet. I was just like, I get to snack on some mango. Oh, love it.
Bet the mango's pretty good in Hawaii.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be good.
Is that a good transition? Is that a good transition into the?
Yeah.
Like
Anyways, back to Hawaii.
Where we'll all be. Comment down below wherever you're listening to get Quinn to go to Hawaii with us.
Yeah.
You know what's absolutely fire in Hawaii is poke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Certainly.
So they have poke bars at all the Safeways, and you can just get like you don't use kilos. You can get big ass container of poke for like
pounds.
Yes, pounds of poke. For
Foodland. It's Foodland, right?
No, that's Safeway.
Is it just called Safeway?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Do you guys not have Safeway?
No, we have
We do.
Safeway. But,
okay.
I thought all the Safeways in Hawaii were called Foodland. Maybe. It's
I think they have both.
thing. Okay,
I think
cool.
on Oahu they've got like a few Safeways.
Okay, gotcha.
But it's just like they've got a poke bar, and it's just like you get a big old tub of poke for like $15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like you just munch on that all day. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great, Quinn. You're gonna love it.
So I feel like the
I've
big
been
thing
a
though is
couple of
Quinn
times,
just went to Australia and like windmill, whereas like I haven't done that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, yeah, it sounds like cool. Like I want to do that. I want to go somewhere.
Yeah. Do you know Alex Tatum? I don't know if you will. He's like a bird guy, Bravo guy.
I know the name.
I
would know the name. Know the face. Can't put them together.
Yeah. So he's from Hawaii, and
Okay.
and he's one of my good friends, and I went with him and stayed with his family, and we would basically every day get the Foodland poke for So it's sick, yeah.
Like that's pretty much all I'll eat while I'm there.
Yeah,
It's
I
gonna
mean,
be
why would
so excited.
Why would you do anything else? Yeah,
Well, that's up.
You know, I've been having some anxiety over the trip because I just had to buy a new refrigerator. Mine broke down, and
Shit.
it was going to cost $1,500 just to repair the other one.
That's how much
So
fridges cost, though. Like you just get
Yeah,
you
so
get a
I'm
nice
just-
one for
I'm
that.
just gonna
You
buy
have
a new
anxiety
one.
about buying the trip or something?
Well, yeah, I was like, well, now do I?
How much are we talking for this trip?
Della looked it up.
Oh yeah,
Della looked it up.
the tickets
and
are actually not bad.
Credit card.
Della's itinerary estimated $700 flights
Just for
For
flights.
flight. Okay.
for just everything for like.
I guess
all the
coming from
travel.
Colorado. You know what's fucked? I think I looked at flying from Vancouver can be real stupid. I looked at flights. They're like Vancouver to Denver, Denver to Oahu for like I think they're like 600 Canadian or some shit like that.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna do that because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's funny because I'm going Denver to LA. I think to.
That's generally what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It
yeah,
would be a direct from Denver to Hawaii to Oahu.
I feel like
I don't
Vancouver
know. I
to
don't even know if they
Denver
do.
Maybe-
to.
does.
I think
Alaska
I have
fly
done
out?
a direct to Hawaii from Denver. It was like a 9-hour flight.
Oh wow! I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah,
That sounds horrible.
it was not great.
7.5 Denver to Honolulu. That's what it looks like.
Oh
Mhm.
damn. Yeah, because so when I went last year, it was so fucked. My flight costs were like $1,200, which is just like, I think
Yeah.
this year it's gonna be like 800 or 900, and that's Canadian. So like probably around like the 600, 700 US.
Uh-huh.
But it's still like fuck. Because like the first couple times I went there, it was just like $300 or $400. So it's just like
Oh.
the prices are just like absolutely fucked. I'm actually booking my flight right after this.
We'll have to. We're
You
all
wanna-
in the same Slack.
You want to
now,
book
so
me
we'll
one?
have to-
Just book me one real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Vancouver though.
I'll fly up to Vancouver, then you just book me. Yeah.
Easy.
Companion with your gold status.
Yeah.
Dude, flying with status, man. Oh, I don't think I can Go back, man.
I
Like-
got silver this year from all the world's travel. Yeah.
Even silver is nice.
Yeah.
Biggest straight up like. So for me, it's huge for one lounge access. You can't beat it. You get that when you hit gold. Being able to just have like an hour long layover, go get a coffee and food for free. So nice.
Huge.
You can actually buy, if you're a silver, you can buy an annual pass with United. And that costs 500 US. So if you flew a lot,
It's worth it.
it's worth it because like just with the amount of coffee I would like buy on layovers, plus the price of an airport sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Adds up.
Yeah, so that's what I did when I was silver, and then now it's just like, yeah, the lounge access is huge. Free check bags, and for me, priority boarding is probably one of the biggest things because I have to have like my camera gear in the overhead.
Yeah.
So it's just like I've had before I got the status, I would have flights where I'd be like in the back and be like, "There's no overhead, like you gotta check your bag," and I'd be like, "Put me on the next flight," because
Really?
it's just like,
you can't risk it.
yeah, like I've done one flight where I had to check my drone and like I looked out like the side, and this was back when I had a bigger drone that had its own bag, and I see a dude like fucking yeet my drone bag. I was just like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, that's funny.
So how many bags are you bringing to a tournament?
For it's usually 3. So there's like my roller, which has like all like my main stuff. Just the main backpack that has like all like the cables, batteries, laptop. Those are my carry-on and my checked. And then I have like those are my carry-on and personal item. Then I have a check bag that I have my tripod, and then clothes in.
Do you bring your drone to every tournament?
Depends. If I know that there's an airport nearby, I won't, because then you just can't fly it.
Yeah.
But I like to just bring it because I'm like, maybe I'll fly it, or maybe like in the morning I'll want to get like a nice sunrise shot of the event. But yeah, I'll be bringing it out to Hawaii if you want to play with it.
I do. I just have a little one, the DJI Mini 4.
Oh, dude, that thing's sick. That thing's so sick.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking you some.
The content is going to be unreal.
Damn, I keep forgetting what I want to ask. But maybe we should just talk about Hawaii.
Well,
yeah, because Hawaii projects. I'll fill you in here a little bit on what Benson wants to do, but like for your channel, for what you do, have you been wanting to transition and do different types of things other than like the live stream? Like, have you thought about capturing audio for the actual highlight video?
Yeah, so I want to play with audio. The only issue with audio is it just makes the editing process so much longer.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I don't have to think about it, but it is such a nice addition. Like you have that. I think Garrett's been putting some more audio in. Christian Flores out of Toronto has. I think Chuck also does audio. I think Chuck does really good audio. That's Unchuckable if anyone doesn't know.
AK has done some audio, and
yeah,
and his buddy Richard, who's our buddy as well, also has done.
Yeah, it's like having audio. I think that's like I think that's something that's really missing. So from my stuff. So again, with that new camera, I'm hoping to play with it and to make it a part of it. But I could like record separately and then just sync it up. But it's like for the timelines I usually have, it just doesn't make sense to me.
So in Hawaii, Benson has this idea. He really wants to, and Kin's jump in at any time to help me describe this. Kind of document more of the human side of things and the personality of frisbee. Kind of similar to like a climbing video, like or maybe like shit they're posting on Netflix right now with the receivers, the starting five. And get like kind of getting a behind the scenes look of or like a ski video. Like, have you seen any of those like epic ski trip videos where it's like a group of like tight knit friends, or maybe a group of strangers, or a mixture thereof, and like they're like slogging it out to some crazy destination,
slogging it out to a beautiful destination of Hawaii.
Yeah, and then just doing sick shit.
Yeah. Dude, I fuck with that so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to also bring in viewers who are not necessarily in that niche sport. Like, I don't climb. I'm a very just mediocre skier. But when I watch that
fascinating
shit,
to watch,
it fires you up. Right? Yeah, and you like feel the personality of the people, and you kind of get to know them. And so that's something that he wants to do. And one reason why I'm really interested in going on this trip, we don't really know how to do this, but I have some microphones. I have some cameras. Obviously, you have some cameras.
One or two.
So we're going to try to, assuming, again, knock on wood, that I can make this work.
God, just fucking commit already, Mikey. We get it. You bought a fridge. Like, it's so boring. Yeah, you're going to look back in 10 years, and I didn't go to Hawaii because I'll look at that. That fridge is still fucking pumping, though.
Well, that's not the only reason, but it didn't help. It didn't help.
I booked the flight within the month, and then the credit card statement shows up after I'm back, and then you start to panic and worry about it.
That's a good tip.
I like that.
It's great.
That's very appealing.
I've never once been financially stressed out. Not once.
I mean, I feel like that's just part of the fucking name of the game with this sport. Like,
yeah,
you wanna be great. You gotta be a little.
You gotta be broke.
You wanna push the frontier.
Yeah, but Mikey, I'm super like that. Sounds really fun.
We're gonna be like backflipping, like in like waterfalls, like catching a disc.
You guys know how to do a backflip?
Yeah, I learned over COVID. I saw someone else do it on my team, and I was like, if they can do a fucking backflip, I can do a fucking
dude. If you're gonna backflip off a water, fuck man, I want to film someone backflipping off a waterfall.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. And there's gonna be like monkeys or I don't know,
turtles.
Turtles, yeah, definitely. Turtles.
Something I want to do some free diving.
I don't think we can just let the monkey comment slide by. I don't think no monkeys. I don't think
no monkeys.
No.
I'll bring a monkey. Prove everyone wrong.
They won't let you in with it.
Kins just goes up in a fucking like monkey suit, just runs around.
I'm in a monkey suit. That would be lit. That's the personality that we want to showcase.
Cause that would be fun as hell to like actually just film some degenerate shit.
Yeah, and because apparently there's like hikes, like we could get like stoned. Like, do they have weed in Hawaii? I don't know. Maybe you just like drink beer. I don't know.
I don't know.
Either. We'll find out.
I'm sure.
I saw in Slack some of the people were talking about scuba diving as well.
Yeah, I because they were gonna do it before, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, well, with how much with the US dollar right now compared to the Canadians, fuck my life. Like, it's so expensive to go there. Like, I'm mainly going because it's just like we can camp for free. Well, actually, no, that's a complete lie. I'm going because the team is sick and the chances I think I have to play with like this kind of squad like ever again is near zero. So I'm just like, take it. Like
we're gonna everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think doing projects like that, especially like the fun side of it where it's just like if I don't have to do like post work mainly, like the post work is what will fuck me. Because I tried doing something like that with Furious a couple years ago, and it just like I just there's just too much footage and just like I just didn't have the time at the end. But like doing the filming of that stuff, like going on some epic hikes, doing some like interviews and stuff,
chilling at the beach.
Like behind the scenes, just like some fucking Baywatch shit. I don't know.
Exactly.
I agree, though. It sounds fun to me, and Keynes, you're right. Like looking back in 10 years, I will not have regret having gone.
Well, that's why I'm like it wasn't like, especially when it just like came to me, you know, like if Pavel's reaching out, like it's a sign from the gods, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure if Pavel had
Or from
slid
the
into
devil,
my
man.
DMs, yeah,
I was gonna say,
yeah. There's two ways to look at it for sure, but no, Mikey and I were in the Slack today telling Pavel that Pavel. I like said hi to everyone in the Slack, and Pavel was like, "Who invited this guy?" Because like Pavel's funny because like he was the guy that invited me.
Pavel's not funny, but okay.
Everyone else is just like,
yeah. And
do we boo them?
I told Pavel I was gonna overwhelm him with love.
Aw.
A tidal wave of love is coming for Pavel. I just imagine like the Grinch, like when
Jesus,
like when the smile is like when Whoville or whatever, you know. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be pretty dope. No, I'm motivated. I'll also look to get my flights today or tomorrow.
All right, I'm in.
You're in? Love it.
Yeah. What? So 2025 calendar. Do you know how many tournaments you're going to be at yet this year?
Not really. There's gonna be like the usual USA ones. I'm in talks about World Games right now. Under 24s. I'm hoping for Beach Worlds in Portugal, and then I think I'm also putting a team in for Windmill.
Nice. So you're planning to play at Windmill? Is a hope. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, and I'm also noticing your hoodie there. I need to pick one up. Maybe we can trade some pod practice gear for some Kolakovic gear.
I'll be keen with that.
Yeah, and I guess before we let you go here, Nathan, how should people follow you? What?
And Kolakovic on everything.
spell that.
Oof,
Yeah.
How do we spell that? NKOLAKOVIC. Yeah. I was just gonna say that absolutely fun. That was a fucking 2 hours. Oh
yeah,
my God.
crazy.
That was by quick, huh?
Yeah. Sorry for keeping you guys that
No,
long.
no.
No, that was really really fun. And look, it should be fun playing with all three of you guys in Hawaii.
All three of us. Sweet. Thanks, NK.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate being on here. It was fun shooting the shit with you guys.
Be seeing you.